Push your limits. Yeah, buddy. RC Guy Garage. Hashtag not one pack. Yeah, buddy. Hey, tubers. I think it's time to fix the MT80. I know the shock shaft, the standoff here is bent. But you can see here the control arm busted and the pin broke. I gotta get the pin here somewhere, but it's broken. But it's still long enough. The bottom ones are longer than the top ones, so the broken bottom one can actually be trimmed and it'll be a replacement for the top. I love this bumper. Makes a great handle. So we're gonna work on changing these control arms. First mission is to take these wheels off, and then we'll take the shocks off. At least the bottom of the shocks anyways. I'll be right back with you when I get these wheels off and the shocks off. Alright, shocks are off and the wheels are off. The next thing to do is to remove the 4 screws up here. I removed these 2 screws right here as well. I forgot to turn the camera back on. But I got the dirt cleaned out of the 4 screws down here because that of course could be packed full of dirt. And I'll take these off. And this should get ourselves pretty far into there. Now the front bumper is removed, just we have lights that are glued into the bumper. And we got 2 nuts on here. Let's remove this cover, and then the lower control arm should come right off at that point. And you definitely don't want to work in a place where they can roll away and you won't be able to find them. There we go. This car's really simple to work on. There's not much to it. Team Magic designed this car. Then Red Cat Racing got the contract to sell it. And I think this is the best car Red Cat ever sold to this very day. Pins and the control arms. Now we gotta undo these balls through here. Now I think I'm gonna use the drill for this if I can find the right one. I believe it's gonna be this one. Yes. Definitely better to use a drill or electric driver, whatever you got of that sort. Doctors say arthritis and carpal tunnel. But they say it's normal. I mean, how can arthritis and carpal tunnel be normal? I don't know. Doctors for you. Don't know what they're talking about. But there's nothing wrong with this control arm. It's just used and old. I assume it's stressed. You know, it looks strong and sturdy, but I'm going to use it for a spare. I'm going to put all brand new ones on since we have them. There's no point in me taking this apart just to change one control arm, and the next time you drive it, the other one breaks, right? There's no point. We're not playing games. We're just going to change them. We're going to change them all. We got our new ones up here. I don't want to make it an hour-long video. I'll never be able to post it on YouTube. My 15-minute videos take me hours to post. Boy, these kids are loud outside. We're gonna pause it here, and I'll bring this back when I get this apart. I gotta take all these screws out here and take this shock tower off in order to get to the top control arms. It's not that hard. I bring. Hey tubers, this bad boy right here, I found one. I have a brand new one for it, because this is pretty destroyed. See if I can get her out of there. These needle nose. She's a little stuck in there because she's deformed. Well, this thing's in there. It's only because it's mushed. There we go. I'm not sure where it went. There it goes. That thing's all destroyed. But we got a brand new one, which is good. That's why the upper control arm was falling off that time. This thing had failed. I put it back into place and I put a screw so the little pin wouldn't go any further that way. But don't need this to go in there. There we go. Alright. I wish this wasn't connected because it's making it more difficult, but so now we gotta change the upper control arms. Alright, tubers. It's pretty much together. I gotta put the rest of it together obviously, but I got it together. The trick is to get these in, and these upper control arms have shims, which I keep losing them. So since I keep losing them, I'm using washes instead of shims, because you don't want these control arms to move back and forth in there. But you want them to move freely like this. Very important that they move freely. Once you get these pieces all screwed on, make sure that these still move freely. Put your shocks on last. See, I got different screws here because I had stripped this one out, and this is an odd size screw. Yeah, so I just put a button head screw because these don't strip as easy as these regular screws do. And these thick button head screws are much better. So yeah, and if you gotta do it, if you haven't put diff fluid in your front diff, now's the time because you gotta take it out in order to, well, it's when you pull this cover off, it's right there. So yeah, I guess you don't really have to pull the cover off, but you might as well. I've already rebuilt it, so it's good to go. So yeah, so make sure you don't lose these shims when you're putting it together. Oh look, I forgot to put the drive axle in, so I can move the bottom one. So make sure these axles are all in there. Or you're going to put it together and you're going to be like, uh-oh. So yeah, that's about it, peeps. I'll show you it all together. But that's the gist of it all. Yeah, buddy. A well-built car. I was glad. It's good to have extras of these. These are wear items. It's good to have extras of these. But yeah, that's about it. And I'll get back to you when I get it all put together. I almost think I should have put this on the other side now. I'm looking at it. You learn every time you take something apart. You learn how these cars work. Alright, tubers. I got it pretty much together. I wanted to show you something. This is the upgraded drivetrain for the BE6S. The stock MT80 comes with smaller drive shafts, smaller diff cups. And this is smaller too. So this has all been replaced. I upgraded to the BE6 one. What happened originally was the pin in here, it snapped the drive shaft and the pin came out. You can see it happened on both sides and it cut through the cup. It's still holding, but I have replaced this one. That's why I had extra of these ball holders. I don't know what you call those, knuckles I guess you call those. So yeah, this is the BE6S. Upgraded ones. Now, these are the biggest drive shafts I have on any of my cars, including my Chronos. These are quite impressive, the size of these suckers. I couldn't imagine bending or snapping them. No way. You'll destroy something else before you ever hurt any of these suckers. But yeah, I'm getting it put together, and let's connect the shocks and put the front bumper and skid plate back on. The front bumper is the skid plate. You can see right there. She's all put back together. She's done. All good to go. Ready to bash, bang, boom. Right? Yeah, buddy. So that's my video on this, and I hope you all like this little build video I did on the MT80, how to change the control arms. It wasn't that hard. And I've taken this apart a few times, so it gets easier and easier and easier. But yeah, of all my RCs, this is my favorite one, my favorite bumper. This is a great handle. You carry this car around by this right here. And it looks like plastic, y'all. That's junk. It's actually flexible. And it's strong. This car's been beat on pretty hard and it's still together, right? So that's saying something about it. Plastic chassis, you go, oh boy, I don't like plastic chassis. But this is the only car I have that has a plastic chassis that I like. This is the only plastic chassis car I have. Here's a little hint in the future. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Flexible. Yeah, yeah. Y'all stay confident but humble.